Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Abstract Art Daily. For episode 13, I decided to stray away from that speed work that I've been doing in the past few episodes. Take this one a bit slower, was a bit more intentional with the lines, but still I stuck with that theme of exploring and trying to find new ways to create interesting textures with this series. So I started working towards the right and upwards and following an arc that's starting to go towards the left. I decided to make it so that the right side of this central body here has an illusionistic effect so that it appears to be farther from the viewer compared to the left side. And I do that by cross-hatching and adding small lines in between the thicker lines on the right side of each segment that comprises this general whole. You can see that from that segment of triangles at the top, where the right side is much darker than the left. And on the left, I do add some pretty thick bands of ink, but I don't create any in-depth markings in between those segments so that it doesn't appear as fleshed out and it seems more flat, so it appears to be a bit closer compared to the right. So I add in some offshoots on the upper left and lower left to kind of balance out the composition a bit more. Then I realized I'm going to have to do the same on the right upper quadrants to keep that same sort of balance going. And I make sure that one is of course finding that same sense of depth. Then I decided to add a bottom plane, but that's more improvisational since the paper was giving me a bit of trouble. That happens sometimes, so I worked with the pixelated texture as best I could. I add final touches to the upper left from the offshoot there, create that spiraling effect, and that's pretty much what I decided to call it. I feel like the time investment is well enough and that some interesting ideas came out of this one. I went for a counterclockwise sort of rotation as far as the viewer's eye is going, but of course you guys will be the arbiters of whether that was a successful move or not. And I think that pretty much sums up what I had to say for this particular drawing. I haven't done one of these commentaries before, so I'm not sure what exactly I should talk about, whether people even want to hear me talk over these at all. I know a few did, so I decided to give it a shot. But if you prefer the format with just the music, that's fine by me. Or if you have any topics you'd want me to touch on, then that's also a suggestion I'd be willing to hear out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.